Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and today we are back with the second monthly recap for March. We're going to talk about things that have been going on over the course of the month, things that are coming up, as well as answer some questions today. So first up, Mecha March Madness has been going on all month. As of when we're filming this, the final four has been decided. We're now down to the final two. I believe it's Ariel versus Sazabi. I think voting will be done before this video is up. So I guess if we have a winner, maybe it'll get cut in somewhere on screen here. But you can obviously find that on our social media accounts. From everything I've heard, people have been enjoying it, having a lot of fun with the process, and a lot of interesting content has come out of it. So that's pretty cool.
All right, so March Madness, the Mecha March Madness just ended with the Sazabi ending up on top. Are you happy with that?
That's the one that got my vote, so yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Funnels over the shield.
March Madness, I'm pretty happy just with the fact that a Mono Eye won. Other than that, you know, it could have been any Mono Eye. I was always rooting for the Manradi. That was my kit from the start. I know it got absolutely demolished in the first round, but holding strong, holding strong.
Also, kind of interesting of note is we hit just recently 8,000 subscribers here on YouTube recently, probably our fastest month of growth in terms of subscriber count, and that's kind of exciting and kind of shows that some of the new and interesting things content-wise that we're doing. Kayla and Ethan have been doing a great job creating content for that platform, a lot of cool shorts. I feel like we've got some improvements we've made in terms of some of the videos we're putting out and how we're doing all that, and it feels like it's paying off. Guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think and how you've been enjoying our content lately, and maybe what other stuff you'd like to see in the future. Always looking for ideas and things like that.
We also recently hit 8,000 subs.
We did YouTube. 8,000, the 8K.
Can you speak to some of the improvements you've brought into our social media since joining the team?
You know, I think it's really great that we finally have someone funny here.
Oh my.
I think what this team was really missing was just someone who understands a certain cool factor.
Next up, here's the big one for this month. People are constantly asking. We've getting multiple requests probably every week. I got the question a million times when I was down at ODO, and the question was, is there going to be another AnyMech, an AnyMech 2, so to speak? If you're not aware, AnyMech is short for the Northeast Mecha Modeling Expo and Contest. And we held our first one last year in August, and it was a big model show and contest that we held here. We had a variety of interrelated activities. So we had the contest itself, obviously, which had a pretty good showing, bunch of categories and some interesting aspects to that. We also had seminars. We had a scribing and scratch building seminar. We had a speed build contest, etc., some other presentations, and it was overall a good event. And I've been dragging my feet ever since then. It was a huge effort to put the event on and trying to figure out, can I handle it mentally? Can I handle the extra workload to make it happen? And can we do it in a way that's like economically sustainable? Because we definitely invested a lot of money that first year that didn't come out in that first year. And it took a while for me to get the time to really think about it and run the numbers and stuff like that. And I was able to do that relatively recently. And so the answer is yes, there will be an AnyMech 2 or an AnyMech 2024. A lot of the investment is coming back to make the expenses a lot less this year because we have either materials already acquired, we don't have to invest as much time in a lot of things because a lot of the plans are already in place. So AnyMech 2024 will be on Sunday, August 11th. So hopefully it gives you a little bit more time than last year, because last year I think we announced later June, July timeframe, I think. So it gives you a few more months to plan, maybe make arrangements if you want to travel in from outside of New Hampshire, outside of New England. All the details have to still get figured out. We're obviously going to still have the contest. We're going to try to have as many or more seminars. We had a try it table last year. We're going to try to do that again, where we had tools and things like that from Gun Primer and Disc Bay available for people to handle and try out. So hopefully we'll be able to bring in some of their newer tools and allow people to kind of get their hands on that stuff at the show. Like I said, more seminars. Maybe we'll be able to offer more during the event. And just overall, hopefully it'll be bigger and better than the year before, and hopefully you'll be able to come out and join us. Really looking forward to it. It was a ton of work last year. I've gone through the soul searching to kind of prove to myself that it'll be a lot less work this year because a lot of the groundwork has been done. That being said, there is a lot of stuff that will have to be done, so keep your eyes out for more details, more announcements over the coming weeks and months as we get closer to the event. And I guess the flurry of planning starts now.
I hope with the second one, it's just like a lot of small things that we can improve upon, like camera placements, making sure that we have everything in place, like a week before instead of the night before. But just, I think now that we've done the prototype, the 2.0 is definitely going to be a lot smoother, a lot better, and hopefully a lot bigger too.
I'd love to see us make some content that's kind of like making of a competition and the behind the scenes. I think that's what I'm most excited to be a part of in general, is sort of the like how the process goes from start to finish to actually set up your own competition and divisions and judges and getting people here and seeing everything come together. So I'm hoping that content building up to AnyMech can kind of be part of that, where it's like, what do we actually do behind the scenes to make our own competition hosted by us? Like, that's pretty cool.
Like, I came in right, I think, a few days after it ended, and I just heard all the stories that helped clean up after it, and I'm kind of excited. It's my first kind of like event of any kind.
Do you plan on entering anything that you've built?
I might. I have something that I have an idea. I haven't started, but I have something I want to build, so I might enter that.
I am. I've got a couple in progress currently, one including a PG. We'll see how that goes. So I've got a few ideas.
The other upcoming thing is we do have a Discord challenge coin for 2024 planned. If you're not already familiar with that, we've done a Discord challenge coin for the last 4 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. This year will mark our 5th coin. We're still working on the artwork and the design, but we expect that to be announced very soon. It's for Discord members only. If you're not familiar with their Discord is for customers only. You get an email invite link or an SMS invite link when you place your first order. If for some reason you've placed that order and you haven't received that link, or maybe you got it, forgot about it, lost it, whatever, you can always email support@mechawarehouse.com and we'll look up your orders and be able to get you that invite link. A lot of other great things on the Discord as well, like our Dings and Dents sales, some other Discord specific contests and things like that. And then finally, speaking of contests, Redacted 2, the deadline was today, Friday the 29th, when I'm filming this at noontime. So basically almost immediately after filming this, I'm going to be going in with the team of judges, which consist of myself, Patrick, Ethan, Alex, and Sean, and we're going to go through all the entries and start working on trying to decide who our picks are, and expect a video out probably in a couple days from when you're seeing this, when it gets published, with all of the entries, so you can vote yourself on the community pick, both for the regular entries as well as your favorite judges build.
Focus more on like the background and like the accessories and stuff than the kit itself. I think next time we have a contest, I might focus on the actual kit more and customize that more. But it was actually a lot of fun. And I really like judging too. That was pretty cool.
There were a couple things I still didn't have time due to the rain in order to get a couple things added and top coated, but I'm pretty happy with how it was at the time it was due.
And I think with that said, we're ready to move on to Q&A. So this is where I answer questions from you, the viewers. If you have a question you want answered, please post it down in the comments below and we'll try our best to include it next week, or next month, sorry, when we do the next monthly recap. So first up, WDB11, thinking about how Kayla mentioned not knowing a lot about Gundam and Gunpla when they started. How much does product knowledge matter for the team? Is it different for someone who works packing shipments than someone working on customer relations? I feel like Ethan has learned a lot since starting and making his videos. So it's very true. He's definitely learned a lot. And it's somewhat important, but it's not the most important thing, kind of depending on your role. For someone like Patrick, knowing as much about the Gundam, Gunpla, and all these different animes and products and all that kind of stuff is very helpful. Being that he's customer service, he's interacting with customers who have questions about products, maybe received the wrong product or whatever, if an issue happens. It hasn't been happening very much lately, knock on wood. But if there is an issue or needs to understand something, that's really helpful. He also does order research, so he's trying to decide with the help of the Discord how many of certain items to order or whether we order it at all, and his knowledge of which products and which series are popular and not, and what those things are, help him with that kind of job, which would be a lot harder if he knew nothing about the products. In the warehouse, it's not the most important thing sometimes. In some ways, knowing too much can actually be a hindrance, because if you don't follow our process, you're not looking at the actual SKUs, the numbers on the product to tell you what that product is, to uniquely identify it. If you rely on just looking at a product and thinking it's the right one, that can be a problem. That said, that knowledge might help you know that there is a real grade, a master grade, and a high grade of the same design, and that might help you avoid an issue, for example, as well. On check-in and inventory, that can be more helpful, say for Sean when he's checking products in, because being able to identify which version of a product is as he's checking it in can be helpful, especially if the SKUs were wrong or there was an issue there. So it could help. On the media side, it's certainly useful to know what products are. Posting spotlights and things like that, and knowing exactly what that product is can be helpful. But sometimes you don't, and you got to look it up and figure it out. But again, obviously, it doesn't prevent Kayla from doing the job. More knowledge will be developed over time, and that gets easier, if that makes sense. But that was a great question. Thank you for the question. Next up, Michael Knight. Will you be doing a second run of the sweatshirts and t-shirts, especially in larger sizes? So he's referring to the Blueprint hoodies and t-shirts we talked about last month. Possibly doing another run, maybe in a different color or some other variation on the theme. Sizes, I'm not as sure on. I think we offered all the sizes that were available for the product models that we had. Certain t-shirt and hoodie brands just don't make above a certain size, and so it's hard to find the one that will cover all of those, or we got to find a special one and place a separate order for those other sizes, because usually they want all the shirts printed in a run to be of the same model, even if they're different sizes. So it's kind of hard to offer different sizes, but a second run is possible. Longest boy, given you're not a fan of the Bound Dock, which weird Zeta suits are you a fan of? General timeline of Zeta is fine, doesn't have to be the ZZ Zeta animes. Okay, weird. Which weird ones? Ashimar is kind of interesting, right? That I feel like it's a little weird with that like pod kind of look to it. That's kind of cool. I feel like a lot of the weird AOZ, Woundwort and Hazenflay and stuff like that can look pretty cool because they're sleek. I feel like the Bound Dock, it's just this large like waist unit or something with the tiny head. Like it just, I don't know, it doesn't work for me. Thanks for the question. Now from Instagram, Evan Rixman, what P Bandai kit do you wish was a general retail instead, and why? To me, just about anything Gundam Wing that's been P Bandai, I kind of wish was a regular release. The full weapon set Leo, or the Space Leo or Flight Type Leo, those would be great. The EW wing design, especially Heavy Arms Custom, Sandrock Custom, Ultron, all those would be great as regular releases. I think would do pretty well, and wish that they were available, but obviously they're not. Next one, Uplift Your Spirit to Life. Are you going to be building the new narrative Gundam Verka when it comes out? My immediate reaction is probably not. I haven't watched narrative. The narrative design itself doesn't really speak to me. I might build one eventually. I'm not sure. It looks like there's a lot of cool features in how the kit is itself, and it might be a good base for some sort of custom work maybe in the future. But it's not something I'm like I need to build or even get urgently. And then one more question, Halo Titan Mark 1. What do you think of a Gundam universe of Gundam and Zoids working together? I think a crossover there could be interesting. The idea of a quadruped mobile suit and a biped mobile suit in the same universe. Like there's a lot of possibilities there, and I think that would be interesting. I don't know how you would connect the stories though to have it make sense and not feel like we're just gonna bend time and space to make this crossover happen. I could be surprised. I'd be curious to see whatever does happen there. So I think that is it for Q&A. So like I said before, if you have questions you want answered, please post them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them next week. Thank you for watching. See you next time.